3 flights, 3 crews, 1 impossible day. The sky was about to turn against all of them at once, and no one saw it coming. Falcon 204 lined up on a rain-soaked runway, engines screaming toward full power, the storm already pushing hard against the fuselage. Full thrust engaged. The aircraft surged forward through deep runway spray, every second bringing it closer to the sky it would never reach. Then, without warning, the left engine erupted. A violent orange fireball tore through the darkness, trailing thick black smoke behind the wing. The captain called the reject. Maximum braking. Reverse thrust roared. Tires screamed against the wet runway, throwing sparks into the stormy night. Airport fire trucks raced toward the runway. Falcon 204 stopped with only feet to spare before the runway end lights disappeared into darkness. Firefighters blanketed the damaged engine in white foam. Steam rose through the heavy rain. 152 lives had just been saved, but another crew was already losing control. Comet 88 was fighting 60-knot crosswinds, the runway below turning into a razor-thin knife's edge. The wind shifted violently at the last second. The aircraft slammed onto the runway with brutal force, then bounced hard back into the air. One wing dipped dangerously close to the ground. Inside the cabin, passengers gripped their seats as overhead bins rattled violently above them. The captain called go-around. Engines surged to maximum power. The aircraft climbed away through dark clouds, landing gear still hanging beneath it. A second chance earned in half a heartbeat. But the hardest emergency was still waiting, silently building over the open ocean ahead. 140 miles from land, Horizon 512 shook violently. A mechanical explosion tore through the right engine without any warning at all. Smoke poured from the damaged engine. Fuel pressure dropped instantly. The crew confirmed the leak and shut the engine down without hesitation. The aircraft banked toward a distant coastline, flying on a single engine, every mile covered bringing it closer to the only runway that mattered. Emergency vehicles lined the runway ahead. Red and blue lights flashed through the darkness, waiting for an aircraft that might never arrive safely. The captain gripped the throttle. Airport lights appeared through the cockpit windshield. One engine, one chance. The ground was rushing up fast. They made it down, but 3 more crews were about to face something far worse. A landing without a nosewheel, 2 aircraft, 1 runway. The landing gear would not come down, and there was no time left to fix it. Every second counted as the crew prepared for the unthinkable. Skyline 77 circled the airport low, main gear down, but the nose gear stubbornly refused to extend despite every attempt the crew had made. The first officer had tried the manual release twice. Nothing worked. The captain made the only decision remaining available to them. Land on the main wheels. Hold the nose up as long as possible. Let speed bleed away before the inevitable contact with the runway. The main gear touched down smoothly. The captain held the nose high, fighting gravity, buying every precious second as the aircraft slowed. Then slowly, the nose began to fall. The front of the aircraft scraped the runway, sending a massive trail of brilliant sparks into the air. The aircraft slid to a complete stop. No fire, no explosion. Firefighters immediately surrounded the jet as passengers waited breathlessly inside. A nearly perfect emergency landing, but at another airport 2 aircraft were about to share the same runway at the same deadly moment. Vector 19 approached through the storm, landing lights cutting through the heavy rain, when another aircraft accidentally rolled onto the active runway ahead. The controller's voice cut through the radio instantly. Go around! Go around! Traffic on the runway! The captain reacted without hesitation. Maximum power. The nose rose sharply, engines screaming. The aircraft climbed directly over the tail of the taxiing jet below with terrifying closeness. A collision avoided by only 3 seconds, but the final emergency would prove to be the closest and most terrifying call of them all. Ridgeline 41 descended through thick fog toward a mountain airport. The pilots could see nothing. Dark ridges surrounded them on every side invisibly. The terrain warning system activated softly at first, then grew louder and more urgent as the aircraft drifted dangerously close to the hidden ridge. Full power! Climbing! The captain pulled the nose upward violently as the engine surged and the aircraft fought desperately to gain altitude fast enough. A dark mountain ridge appeared directly beneath the fuselage. The aircraft cleared it by only a few hundred feet before breaking into clear sky. Seconds from disaster. Saved by training, not luck. Every checklist, every warning, every word spoken over the radio had protected hundreds of lives. In aviation, the final goal is always the same: to bring everyone home safely. Follow for more incredible aviation stories that will leave you breathless.